Hello, I have Wahab at our booth, and Wahab, could you please introduce yourself and your company for the visitors?
Sure. So I am Wahab. I am head of cloud and platforms in Webcentral, Australia. We own infrastructure. We own data centers across Australia. We host our customers. We provide managed services. We provide NBN, which is internet services, and we provide a lot of other suite of services to our end customers. We also provide web hosting, email hosting, domain names to a range of customers inside Australia and New Zealand. And we are probably one of the biggest, top three biggest registrars and cPanel providers in Australia. So yeah, we have infrastructure, we have data centers across Australia, and we have different regions where we provide our services from.
Thank you so much for the introduction. As far as I know, you are one of the first BitNinja users back in the days when it was just a beta. Can you please tell me what was your original problems when you tried it, and how have you solved it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it goes back to 2013-14. We were trying to research for a suite of firewall services where we could easily manage IP blocks, ACLs, have a single window solution for managing all the firewall rules. And we had these open source tools like CSF and CXX back in the day, having IP tables, manual IP tables management, and creating all the scripts. So it would take a lot of time. It would take a lot of focus away from the main actual business side of things, and we would have to focus on creating these firewall rules. So we were trying to search for something that would incorporate everything, provide a single window where we can manage firewalls. Simple. Have something to do with flooding, have some low-level blocks for IPs, all that kind of stuff. So I came across BitNinja during that time. I think late 2013, 14, early 14. So that was the first time I installed BitNinja, and believe me, BitNinja has come a long way from that time. And I think overall it has improved the addition of modules, SSL module, DDoS module, and all these services which have been added over the period of time have created a really value add for us in terms of the hosting business. Yep.
What is the size of the servers and the crew that you are managing right now with BitNinja and at the hosting company?
So I run a team of engineers. So I have about 14 engineers in my team. They are Linux, Windows engineers, platform engineers. Then we have a huge customer base, which is basically enterprise customers, starts from enterprise customers and stops on the web hosting customer. So we have big customers that are paying hundreds and thousands of dollars per month, and then we have the small customers where they are paying $30 a month. And to deal with all this, you have to be capable of securing your servers, right? And not putting too much effort into that. BitNinja enables that. With the huge set base of customers we have, like maybe a couple of 100,000, BitNinja enables us to focus on business rather than everyday operations. It means that we can grow in business rather than focus on survival.
What is your experience about WordPress? I think you have a lot of WordPress installation as well. So, what is some advices from you for the audience about hosting their WordPress sites, and what are some pros and cons regarding it?
When we speak about WordPress, it's all about security, right? Being the most popular platform can be positive as well as negative. Positive means you can have a lot of support, a lot of plugins, a lot of people, community working on WordPress. But it also means on the other side that, there are a lot of vulnerabilities, loopholes, people can exploit. There are a lot of exploits come out every day. So I think the first word is security. Whenever someone deploys a WordPress website or plans to deploy a WordPress website, they make sure that use strong usernames, use strong passwords, complex passwords, block the WordPress admin area to start with, make sure it's not accessible. And then I think it's the routine, right? You have to keep everything up to date, make sure you don't have extra plugins installed, make sure you don't have any obsolete plugins installed, keep it slim, nice, whatever you want to use, it should be in there and that's it. And I think at the end of the day, the updates is what all matters. And having BitNinja WAF in front makes the difference. If let's say there is an exploit in WordPress, 99% sure that BitNinja WAF is going to protect it.
What is your experience regarding the installation process of and deployment of BitNinja? So you have hundreds of servers managed with BitNinja. How do you deal with it at this scale?
Well, automation is the key. We automate a lot. We use Ansible throughout. So when what I say to my team is, if you want to do something twice, you should not be doing it manually, right? So we have automated BitNinja via Ansible. We have a Git repository, pulls everything in, creates a config file for BitNinja, pushes it to the server, installs BitNinja, and that's it. I don't think I have installed BitNinja manually for a long time, neither my team. So I just have to go in Ansible, run the playbook, click install, and it does the work. But itself, BitNinja installation is really easy, like one liner, it does it all by itself, to be honest. There's no rocket science behind it. As easy as it gets.
All right. What is this? What do you think is the success behind the growth of the company? So, is there any secret sauce that you that you have that you add to the management and for making such a big success?
I guess what we try to do is standardize everything and make it manageable. I think a lot of times we forget the manageability part when we try to expand. So when we expand, we always try to keep it at a level where we can manage it. And there is always a process in place on how to manage the environment. So, for example, if we are expanding hosting, right? So we have a standard of hosting that we are going to, it would be a pizza box with equal number of slices, exact same shape and size. So we can replicate it on and on and on. So I think standardizing a process is the way to success from my perspective and in my opinion. And having something like BitNinja, I think makes it easier. So you don't have to focus, as I said earlier, focus on operations and protecting and survival, rather than you can focus on actually getting everything automated and focusing on promoting and growing the business rather than looking at your firewall audit.
Absolutely. Wahab, you mentioned that standardization is very important. As far as I know, there's still a segment that is not covered security-wise. I mean, you also manage Windows servers.
Yep.
What is the most important for you when you are looking for a solution provider for Windows?
As we all know, Windows does not have a dynamic firewall. And I was really happy when BitNinja initially released a Windows firewall a few years back, and then for some reason it was stopped. Right? It was not developed further. So I think when you talk about web hosting is a market where it's like very, restricted. It's like low margin, low cost, low margin type of market. You can't expect to have $1 million firewall in there. That's the real deal, right? That's the value add where BitNinja kicks in. And I think having that kind of a dynamic firewall on Windows would be a big plus. What we are looking at is having the same exact setup as BitNinja has on Linux copied to Windows. That's it. It would be a big value add, since I already mentioned we cannot afford $1 million firewalls for our infrastructure when you talk about hosting, web hosting. So I think BitNinja can add a lot of value, and BitNinja can add a lot of value in terms of not having a lot of exposed Windows servers on the internet.
Absolutely. Also, as far as I know, you do manage the VPS hosting
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
So, how do you license BitNinja in this case? Is it an upsell or a bundle, or so? What's the model?
Actually, we don't upsell VPSs. It's part of our core product. So we do not sell anything without BitNinja. Why? Because it gives us easy management, and it keeps the customer's data protected. And that's what we offer to the customer. That this is a managed service. You do not need to worry about IP blocks and unblocks. We will do it all for you. We will manage it for you. We will protect it for you. We will clean it for you. And BitNinja does it for us. And this is part of our core VPS product, and it comes packaged with all the VPS products we have on the market.
That's great to hear. All right, thank you so much for the interview, and it was excellent talking with you, and we will absolutely share this video. So
Sure.
thank you so much for helping.
My pleasure. Thanks, George. Thanks for inviting me.